In his book, Steal Like an Artist, Austin Kleon delves into the secrets of creativity, revealing the hidden strategies that artists employ to fuel their innovative endeavors. He offers a practical guide, outlining 10 clear steps to achieving distinction and fostering creativity, all presented in a concise and engaging style. Step 1. Steal like an artist. How do you view the world as an artist? Artists are constantly asked, "Where do you get your ideas?" An honest artist will respond, "I stole them." Do you know how a creative artist perceives the world? Firstly, they seek to identify what's worth stealing. Secondly, they continue on their path. That's it. Examine the world without worrying about good or bad. Instead, recognize that there are things worth stealing and others not. American musician and actor David Bowie once stated, "The only art I've ever studied is the art I can steal from." Nothing is original. A skilled artist understands that nothing arises from a vacuum. Every creative work builds upon and relies on what came before it. There's no such thing as complete originality. As the saying goes, there's nothing new under the sun. This is not discouraging, rather, it's inspiring. As a French writer once remarked, everything that needs to be said has already been said. But, because no one is listening, we must say it again. Liberating ourselves from the burden of creating something entirely original and new allows us to stop striving for something out of nothing and instead embrace the influence of others. Connect the dots. All new ideas are a blend and fusion of old ones. Even you are a combination of your parents' genes. Yet, you possess many qualities that differ from theirs. Indeed, you are the culmination of everything that has influenced you since childhood, all that you've allowed into your life and shaped you. Garbage in, garbage out. An artist is a collector, not a hoarder. The distinction is significant. A hoarder indiscriminately gathers whatever they encounter, while an artist selects what they collect. An artist gathers what they love and are passionate about. It's crucial to note that the quality of your output is directly proportional to the quality of your surroundings. Your task is to gather good ideas. The more high-quality ideas you gather, the greater your ability to select those that resonate with you. Climb the family tree. Instead of fixating on a single thinker, writer, or artist, delve into the works of your preferred thinker as extensively as possible. Then, identify 3 thinkers who influenced their work, study everything about them, and repeat the process with them as much as possible. Teach yourself. School is one thing, education is another. Never let your curiosity wane. Explore the internet for everything related to your dreams and problems. Never ask, why, before seeking an answer. You'll either find it or stumble upon a better question. Read constantly, never stop reading, and never stop collecting books, even if you don't intend to read them all. Make stealing the final step. Always carry a pen and a small notebook wherever you go, and make it a habit to jot down any thoughts or observations that cross your mind. Transcribe a captivating passage from a book you're reading or a portion of a conversation that piqued your interest. Do whatever it takes to keep paper and pen within reach. So, when you encounter something worth stealing, don't hesitate to write it down immediately and file it away when you return home. And when you need a spark of inspiration, open the file you have with you. Mark Twain said, "It's better to take what doesn't belong to you than to let it lie neglected around you." Step 2. Don't wait until you know yourself to begin. Move, then discover yourself. If you wait to discover yourself before taking action and creating something, you'll never accomplish anything. Instead, you'll be stuck searching for your purpose, defining your abilities, and identifying your talents. The truth is that you discover yourself, your abilities, your dreams, and your goals through your work and actions in life. Perhaps you're afraid to start. This is so common that psychologists in 1970 coined the term, imposter syndrome. They discovered that some individuals experience a sense of undeservingness regarding their accomplishments, convinced that they were achieved solely by luck or circumstance, despite overwhelming evidence of their skill and competence. Subsequent research revealed that 2 out of 5 successful individuals experience this syndrome. This means that 2 out of 5 successful people feel like frauds with no clue what they are doing. The truth is, none of us knows. Ask any creative artist and they'll tell you the truth. creators don't know where their creative ideas come from. They just show up to work every day, as they are used to. Fake it till you make it. There are two forms of this saying. The first is to act like the person you want to be until you actually become that person, and people see you the way you want them to see you. The second is to act like you've achieved something until you actually achieve it. Or as the famous American writer Glenn O'Brien says, you start out as a fake and then you become real. Start by imitating. No one is born into this life with their own unique style and personality. In the beginning, we learn by imitation and emulating our famous heroes. Everyone learns by imitation. We're not talking about stealing other people's work and claiming it as our own, but we are talking about training. Imitation is exactly like reverse engineering. It's like an engineer who takes apart a car to learn how to make one like it. All the creatives in the world started this way. Imitation involves two basic steps: knowing who to imitate, knowing what to imitate. The first step is relatively simple. You will often imitate those you love, those who inspire and motivate you, and those you aspire to be like. The second step is the difficult one. Its difficulty stems from the fact that it is somewhat deceptive. You should not just steal the style, but you should steal the idea behind the style. You don't want to look like your favorite hero, you want to see like your favorite hero. You don't want to become a mere faded copy of him, but you want to learn how he sees the world, how he thinks, and how he gets his creativity. If you just imitate his outward style without understanding where his ideas come from, you will become nothing more than a copycat. Imitation is not homage. The legendary American director Francis Ford Coppola says, "We want you to take from us, we want you to steal from us at first and put it as part of your personality. That's how you'll find yourself and that's how you'll start. Then at some point someone will steal from you. At some point, you need to stop emulating your heroes and start competing with them." Competition is imitation when it starts to blend in with your personality. Basketball superstar Kobe Bryant says, "There are no new moves at all." And he admits that he stole all the moves he makes on the court from old players' videotapes. But when Bryant stole a lot of the moves, he found that he couldn't perform them exactly like them because of his different physical build. So he started modifying these moves to fit his build. The great thing about humans is that they cannot imitate perfectly. Our failure to imitate our heroes is what makes us discover ourselves, our own abilities, and our unique personalities. So imitate your heroes, then examine the areas where you failed, and what caused this difference. This is the right place to modify and put your personal touch. Step 3. Write the book you wish you could read. Don't write what you know, write what you love. The question that every aspiring writer asks is, what should I write about? And the usual answer is, write about what you know. The truth is that this answer always leads to bad, unexciting stories. The best answer is not to write what you know, but to write what you love. Write the story you wish you could read. Think about the best work you've read by your favorite author, then ask yourself, what did they forget to write? What didn't they do? What could have been better? If they were still alive, what would they be writing now? What if all your favorite heroes got together? What would they do if you were their leader? Then go out and create that thing. The real secret is, to create the art you wish you could see, to start the business you wish you could own, to play the music you wish you could hear, to write the book you wish you could read, to make the product you wish you could use, and to do the work you wish you could see done. Step 4. Use your hands. In the digital age, don't forget to use your hands. Computers separate us from the world with a glass screen, and you can't actually touch anything you do unless you print it. Observe anyone using a computer, you'll see them motionless, stiff, and frozen. You don't need scientists or doctors to tell you that sitting like this all day in front of computer screens is killing you and your work. You must find a way to engage your body in work. Our minds are not the only ones that order our bodies to work, our bodies also order our minds to work. Move. That's what stimulates creativity, that's what stimulates our minds to think. The computer is great for editing our work, it's great for preparing our ideas for publication and getting them out into the world, but it's not good for generating ideas. There are dozens of opportunities to erase your work with the push of a button, and it even encourages us to edit our work before we're even done with it. So if you really want to be creative, get away from the computer. Your hands first, then the computer, then your hands, then the computer. Try dividing your workspace into two parts, a manual part and an electronic part. In the manual part, do not allow any electronic devices, only pens, papers, and office supplies. Cards to summarize work, a whiteboard on the wall to write notes, etc. And an electronic part, put your computer, printer, scanner, etc. in it. In the manual part, try to be creative and think, and when you actually get your idea, move to the second part and use the computer to help you implement and publish it. And when you feel like you've lost your enthusiasm and focus, come back to the first part and start the fun. Step 5. The importance of side projects and hobbies. Practice productive procrastination. I think it's good to work on multiple projects at the same time. If you get bored with the project you're working on, go back to the previous project you were working on. When you can't be creative on one project, move on to the one you left before. Don't get so immersed in your work that your mind becomes unable to be creative. If you get bored, stop working immediately and do some other activities. Avoiding work is the best way to regain focus. Don't get rid of any part of you. If you have a true passion for one or two things, don't stop doing them. Keep everything you love doing in your life. If you love doing certain activities, make sure to set aside time for them. It is very important to have a hobby. A hobby is something creative for you alone, something you don't look for to make a profit from. It's just something you love to do because it brings happiness to your heart. Don't get rid of a part of you, keep doing what you love, and don't bother yourself with the unified vision and the ultimate goal, and trying to find a relationship between everything you do. You are the relationship between all the activities you do. One day you will look back at all of that and understand the point of it. Step 6. Do great work and share it with the world. The upside of being unknown. Young people often ask me, how can I become famous? The truth is that life is very different from college, where professors are paid to care about you. In the real world, you quickly discover that nobody cares about what you're doing. This is not necessarily a bad thing, in fact, it's quite the opposite. You only want the world's attention when you're doing something worth paying attention to. Being unknown gives you the freedom to fail without anyone watching or judging you, and without having to worry about your public image. This freedom allows you to experiment and try new things until you improve your craft. Once you become famous and people know you, you'll never have that freedom again, especially if they start paying you. The non-secret recipe. If there were a secret recipe for becoming famous, I wouldn't hesitate to share it with you. But all I know is one well-known recipe: do great work, then share it with the world. It's a two-step process. The first step, do great work, is already a difficult one, and there are no shortcuts to achieving it. Work every day. Sometimes you'll stall, and other times you'll fail. Get back up, don't give up, and try again to do better. The second step, share it with the world, was a very difficult and challenging step even 10 years ago. Now it's very easy, thanks to the internet. When I tell people this, they always ask me, what's the secret to the internet? Step 1, question something. Step 2, invite people to question it with you. But you should question things that no one else is questioning. If people are questioning oranges, you should question apples, for example. And remember, you're not a magician, so don't hide your secrets. People love to get to know you and your work up close, so don't be afraid to reveal some of your secrets to them. There's another benefit to this: when you open up to people, you'll also learn from them and find a lot to steal. You're not on the internet just because you have something to say to people. You also put yourself on the internet to find something to say to people. Some artists worry that being online makes them less productive, but the truth is that being online forces you to think constantly and work hard to deliver something new to those who are interested in you and your work. Learn web design, learn blogging, discover Twitter and social media, and all the similar tools. Search the internet for people who share your interests and connect with them, and share your work with them. You don't have to share everything with everyone, but just share a part of the projects you're working on. If you're afraid to reveal your secrets, share the points without connecting them. Your fingers are the ones that press the publish button, and you are in complete control of what part of your work others see and what secret you want them to know. Step 7. Geography is no longer a limitation. Build your own world. I spent my early years dreaming of moving to one of the big cities where big things happen and important people live. Now I live in Texas where there are many artists and creatives, but still 90% of my teachers and colleagues are not there but are everywhere because I met them online. In today's world, you don't need to live anywhere other than where you are to start connecting with the world you want to be in. Whether you're young or old, love the hustle and bustle or love the solitude, there's always a community of people out there to connect with. And at some point if you don't find yourself where you live you can build your own world. Just put on your headphones and listen to your favorite song, put your books next to you, and keep the things you love close by and hang pictures on the wall, and create your own world that you want to live in. Enjoy the solitude, and unplug from electronic devices. Leave your car and take public transportation to and from work without the internet and without a laptop or sit in a quiet public library. Always carry a book, pen, and some paper with you and enjoy sitting alone away from the world. Every day that goes by, your mind becomes more comfortable with everything around it, and to stimulate creativity you need to take it out of its comfort zone and push it into disorder and movement. Go spend some time in a different place with different people than you used to. Travel makes the world seem new to you, and when the world becomes new, the mind starts working at full capacity. Spend time with people who are different from you in thoughts, hobbies, work, and interests. And when you want to connect with your colleagues, the good news is that you'll find them right where you left them, online. Step 8. Be nice. The world is a small village. Make friends, and ignore enemies. The best way to defeat your enemies in the internet age is to ignore them, and the best way to make friends in the internet age is to talk good about them. Stop fighting and go out and create something. You will see many things in life that will ignite anger deep within you, and you will feel the need to fix them, and many people will tell you that you should not get angry. Well, in my opinion, anger can also motivate innovation, but instead of wasting your anger on complaining and yelling at those around you, try to direct your anger to creativity in your work or in drawing or writing and composing or other creative fields. Do you want my advice? Okay, go out and deal with life, get angry, then get really angry, but keep your mouth shut and do your job. Write letters of admiration. If you admire someone's work, send them your opinion and don't hesitate, but don't wait for their response. In our digital age, the internet is the best way to do this. Write a post on your page or a blog post explaining your admiration for his work, explain your opinion and put a link to the work, or write something and give it to him, or answer the questions he publishes, or offer a solution to a problem he raised, or develop one of his works and put it on the internet. Your idol may or may not see your work, and they may or may not respond to you, but the important thing is that you've shown your admiration without expecting anything in return. And most importantly, you have brought out a new work as a result of this admiration. Associate with talented people. Remember the saying, garbage in, garbage out? It's absolutely true. You're as good as the quality of the people you surround yourself with, and you're as successful as the success of those you surround yourself with. And in the internet age, that means following the most successful people on the internet, following the people who are smarter than you, and the most skilled, following the people who are already doing great things. Listen to what they talk about, watch what they do, and follow the pages they follow. And remember well that in order to succeed you need 4 important qualities: curiosity, gentleness, endurance, willingness to look like a fool. Creativity doesn't need permission. Never wait for others' permission to be creative and innovative. Never stop because of others' opinions of you and your work. Creativity does not need permission from others. Once you put your work out into the world, you have no control over how others receive it. And you won't be able to control their reactions to it. The paradox of creative work is that really good work seems easy and simple, to the point that people wonder, why didn't I think of this before? Many people will not appreciate the effort that went into bringing your creativity to light. People may misunderstand you and what you are doing, and they may even ridicule you. So try to adapt to misunderstanding, belittling and even ignoring. The trick here is to get so busy with your work that you lose interest in everything else. Keep a file of admiration letters. Life is full of criticism, objection, and discouragement. And it is true that creativity does not need permission from anyone, but one of the most important motivators for a person is the words of admiration and encouragement that they receive about their work. Try putting all the emails of admiration and encouragement in one place. And when moments of despair, frustration, and feeling that your work is not as important as you think it is come upon you, open this file and read some of what was sent to you and then go back to work again. Try it, and instead of keeping criticism files, keep admiration files and keep them close to you when you need some motivation. From the book, How to Steal Like Artists. Step 9. Be boring. This is the only way to get work done. Importance of working consistently and steadily, even if it seems boring. Kleon offers many tips to achieve this, including: schedule specific time to work each day. Set aside a specific time to work on your project, whether it's 1 hour or 5 hours, and stick to it as much as possible. Start working before you feel like it. Don't wait until you feel inspired to start working. Just start working even if you don't feel like it. Break your work down into smaller tasks. Divide your large projects into smaller, more manageable tasks, which makes them seem less daunting and more achievable. Make work a part of your routine. Make creative work a part of your daily routine, such as waking up early or spending some time after dinner working on your project. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your own work and progress, and don't compare yourself to the accomplishments of others. Be patient. Don't expect to become a famous artist overnight. It takes time and effort to build your skills and develop your unique style. Enjoy the process. Remember to enjoy the creative process, even if it's difficult sometimes. Kleon emphasizes that consistency and perseverance are the keys to success as an artist. By working consistently and steadily, even if it seems boring at times, you will be able to achieve your creative goals. In addition to practical tips, Kleon also offers some insights into the indirect benefits of working consistently and steadily. Boosting self-confidence. By completing tasks regularly, you will build your confidence in yourself and your abilities. Developing problem-solving skills. You will learn how to solve problems and overcome challenges that you face while working on your projects. Gaining self-discipline. You will learn how to manage your time and focus on important tasks. Enhancing creativity. By working regularly, you will be able to stimulate your creativity and generate new ideas. Kleon concludes the chapter by reiterating that working consistently and steadily is not easy, but it is essential for success as an artist. Step 10. Creativity is subtraction. In this age of information abundance and overload, those who get ahead will be the folks who figure out what to leave out, so they can focus on what's really important to them. Nothing is more paralyzing than the idea of limitless possibilities. The idea that you can do anything is absolutely terrifying. The way to get over creative block is to simply place some constraints on yourself. It seems contradictory, but when it comes to creative work, limitations mean freedom. Write a song on your lunch break. Paint a painting with only one color. Start a business without any startup capital. That makes the art interesting. What isn't shown versus what is. It's the same for people. What makes us interesting isn't just what we've experienced, but also what we haven't experienced. The same is true when you do your work. You must embrace your limitations and keep moving. In the end, creativity isn't just the things we choose to put in, it's the things we choose to leave out. Limitations. It's often what an artist chooses to leave out. The artist Saul Steinberg said, "What we respond to in any work of art is the artist's struggle against his or her. Shoot a movie with your iPhone and a few of your friends. Build a machine out of spare parts. Don't make excuses for not working. Make things with the time, space, and materials you have right now. The right constraints can lead to your very best work." My favorite example? Dr. Seuss wrote The Cat in the Hat with only 236 different words, so his editor bet him he couldn't write a book with only 50 different words. Dr. Seuss came back and won the bet with green eggs and ham, one of the Best-selling children's books of all time. Choose wisely. And have fun.